Guys, hello and welcome. Today, we will dive deeper into ENFP personality type, also known as the campaigner or the inspirer. If you have ever been told you have a contagious enthusiasm, thrive on possibilities, or feel like a butterfly fluttering from one side to another, you might just be an ENFP. But there's more to this personality than just charisma and energy. In this course, we're going to explore everything about ENFPs, cognitive functions, strengths, weaknesses, shadow function, and even how to best communicate to them. By the end of this course, you will know how to identify and understand and interact with ENFPs on a deep level. And if you happen to be one yourself, you will walk away with tools to better understand your mind, relationships, and growth path. Section 1. The core of ENFP's cognitive functions overview. Let's dive into the foundation of ENFP. Their cognitive functions tab. Each type in the MBTI system operates through four key cognitive functions that influence how they perceive and process the world. For ENFPs, the functions are number 1, extroverted intuition, primary dominant function. What does extroverted intuition mean? NE is what gives the ENFP their thirst for ideas and possibilities. It makes them curious, open-minded, and always on the lookout for new patterns, connections, and opportunities. This function is what makes ENFPs explorers, constantly jumping from one idea to the next, connecting seemingly unrelated things in unexpected ways. Examples of NE and action. They might come up with 5 business ideas over dinner, jumping from one onto the next without pausing for breath. An ENFP could plan a road trip on a whim just because the idea feels exciting. Strength. They are great at brainstorming, problem solving through creativity, and seeing potential in any situation. Weaknesses. NE can make it difficult for them to focus on one thing for too long. They tend to get excited about the next new idea before finishing the current one. So, by understanding your weaknesses, you are equipped with better knowledge to overcome your shortcomings if you notice that you don't finish your projects. Number 2, an introverted feeling, secondary auxiliary function. FI is the heart of the ENFP. This function gives ENFPs their deep sense of personal values and individuality. It is what drives them to act in ways that feel authentic to who they are. They filter their decisions through their emotions, asking, "Does this feel right to me?" ENFPs want to be true to themselves, and they encourage others to do the same. Examples of AI of FI in action. An ENFP might quit a well-paying job because it didn't feel meaningful. They are passionate advocates for causes they believe in, even if it's unpopular. Strengths. ENFPs are empathetic, accepting, and deeply authentic. They can easily tune into their own feelings and understand others on an emotional level. ENFPs can read people's emotional state and understand how to better communicate with them. Weaknesses. Because they rely so heavily on personal values, they can struggle with external rules or expectations that don't align with what feels right. This is very important. Extroverted thinking, tertiary function. TE is the ENFP's hidden strategist. Though ENFPs aren't always known for being logical or organized, TE gives them bursts of productivity when they need it. When they are passionate about a project, they can pull off impressive feats of structure and efficiency. It's also depending on the personal growth. Some ENFPs have a really well-developed extroverted thinking. Even though it's a tertiary function, it doesn't mean that it's a weak function or that it's barely works, or that its effect on the mind is 30 or 40 or 50%. No. If you are working, if you develop yourself, if you read books and you grow, you embrace the unknown, your extroverted thinking may be very well developed, which is going to affect your personality positively. Examples of TE in action. An ENFP working on a passion project might create a detailed plan and execute it with precision until they lose interest. They might suddenly become hyper-organized when they see an opportunity to achieve a specific goal. Strengths. When they channel their TE, ENFPs are great at leading projects, making things happen, and organizing chaotic situations. Their extroverted intuition with extroverted thinking make a great, amazing, big deal. Weaknesses. Because TE isn't their primary function, they often struggle to stay organized consistently or maintain discipline over time. If you understand your weaknesses, you can work on them. Introverted sensing, inferior function. Like I said, depending on your personal growth, it may not be the inferior function. It can work really well, especially if you are an athlete, if you go to the gym, if you exercise, and if you are, an introvert. Like ENFPs are mostly introverts, but this function can be very well developed. Let's go next. SI is the ENFP's least developed function, and it shows. SI deals with routines, past experiences, and traditions, things that ENFPs often struggle with. They prefer novelty over familiarity and can get frustrated by rules or habits that feel restrictive. Examples of SI struggles. They might forget important appointments or resist following routines because routines feel boring. They might struggle to reflect on past experiences to learn from them. Strengths. When they develop their SI, ENFPs can learn to balance creativity with structure, using past to guide their future. Weaknesses. They can get caught in a loop of constantly seeking new experiences, neglecting the value of consistency and stability. Right? Section 2, Shadow Function. The dark side of the ENFP. Introverted intuition, the opposing rule. NI makes ENFPs feel trapped when forced to focus too much on narrow possibilities. They prefer keeping their options open. Example, they might resist long-term planning because it feels like locking themselves into one path. Extroverted feeling, critical parent function. ENFPs can become overly concerned with others' emotions and feel guilty for not meeting expectations. Examples, they might beat themselves up for not being socially perfect, even though they value authenticity. Number 3, introverted thinking, trickster function. Under stress, they can become overly critical of themselves and others, trying to find logic in emotional situations. Examples, they might spiral into analysis paralysis, trying to make sense of a breakup or conflict. Extroverted sensing, demon function. In extreme situations, ENFPs might indulge in reckless behavior, acting on impulse without thinking of consequence. Example, they might make an impulsive decision to quit their job or take a spontaneous trip without a plan. Okay? So, strengths and weaknesses of ENFPs. What are they? Inspiring and Okay. Strengths. Inspiring and motivational. ENFPs are natural chill readers, encouraging others to pursue their dreams. Creative problem solvers. They excel at seeing connections and generating new ideas. Adaptable. They thrive in uncertain environments and are quick to pivot when needed. Empathetic and accepting. ENFPs make others feel understood and valued for who they are. Weaknesses. Easily distracted, they tend to get bored quickly and struggle with follow through. Overly idealistic, they can ignore practical realities in a favor of their grand visions, which is very important. I don't think that's a weakness. I think that's attuning yourself to the frequency of your desired life. The conventional worldview says it's a weakness, but I don't think it's not. Emotionally overwhelmed, their deep feelings can lead to mood swings and burnout. Avoid routine. They resist structures which can make long term discipline difficult. This is not weakness, this is quirks. I would say everyone has quirks, so I don't think it's correct to call it a weakness. But not everyone is made, not everyone, right? Not everyone fits the this like the like not everyone is meant to be an accountant. Not everyone is meant to work in a structure. Some people are artists, so it doesn't mean that it's a weakness when an artist doesn't fit corporate ladder. you know so section 4, communicating with ENFPs. What linguistic patterns can you use when you talk to ENFPs? Be open and expressive. Use enthusiastic language that matches their energy. Focus on possibilities. Frame conversation around potential outcome and new ideas. Encourage autonomy. They respond best when given freedom and flexibility to express themselves. Use emotional language. Validate their feelings and acknowledge their personal values. Conclusion. Unlocking the ENFP potential. ENFPs are adventurers of the mind and heart. They seek they seek new ideas, meaningful connections, and always make the world a better place. But to truly thrive, they need to balance creativity with consistency, passion with practicality, and emotion with logic. When they develop their weak functions like SI, they gain ability to follow through on their ideas and create lasting impact. At their best, ENFPs are inspirational leaders and loving friends who remind us that life is full of possibilities waiting to be explored. The key is to embrace their strengths while learning to manage their weaknesses. Whether you are an ENFP or have one in your life, understanding their unique mind is the first step toward deeper connection and growth. With the right support, ENFPs can transform their dreams into reality and inspire others to do the same. Okay, careers for ENFPs. Creative fields. Writer, content creator, or journalist. ENFPs love storytelling, writing blogs, or creating social media content that inspires others. Artist or performer, actor, musician, dancer. The freedom to express their emotions through art aligns perfectly with ENFP's spirit. Helping professions. Teacher, counselor, or coach. ENFPs are excellent at motivating and mentoring others, especially when they get to build personal connections. Therapists or life coach. Their empathy and non-judgmental nature makes them gifted in guiding others through personal growth. Entrepreneurship and business. Entrepreneur or startup founder. They love starting new projects and embracing fresh opportunities, even if they move on to something new later. Public relations or marketing specialist. ENFPs are masters of communication and thrive in jobs where they can promote ideas, brands, or events. Social impact and humanitarian work. NGO worker or activist. They love, How do ENFPs act in relationships? In relationships, when romantic, friendly, or personal, ENFPs bring their enthusiasm, empathy, and emotional depth. They love making others feel valued, understood, and they are usually the ones who inject excitement into any relationships. Romantic relationships. They are deeply caring, attentive, and affectionate partners. They love spontaneous adventures and are always looking for new ways to express love. Weaknesses. They can get bored with routine relationships and may need constant novelty. ENFPs sometimes struggle with commitment because they fear losing their freedom. Yeah, that's true for me. I mean, that's true about me. But I'm trying my best. So, what ENFPs need in a partner? Emotional connection. They need a partner who is emotionally available and willing to share deep conversations. Freedom to grow. ENFPs don't do well with controlling partners. They need room to explore and evolve. Excitement and spontaneity. They thrive with someone who's open to new experiences and can keep up with their adventurous spirit. Um, ENFPs are the ones who show up when you need a shoulder to cry on, a dick to ride on. That's crazy, man. And a partner in a crime for spontaneous trip. Colleagues, they are great collaborators and idea generators, but need freedom to work at their own pace. Okay, I hope you got it, guys. Um, Thank you so much for today, and I will see you in the next video.